Okay, imagine this. You get a phone call, and it tells you sometime in the next 24 hours, you're going to die.
Wow.
Not how. Just, that's it. Your time is up today. No appeal, nothing. It's
Right.
your end day.
Yeah, that's intense. It immediately makes you face your own mortality, right? Not like some distant thing,
Yeah.
but now.
Exactly. What would you even do? Who would you want to see?
Heavy questions.
Right. And that chilling idea is right at the center of the book we're looking at today. It imagines this world where service, Deathcast, actually makes those calls.
And we follow two young guys who get that call and see how they choose to live out those last precious hours.
It's fascinating. And exploring ideas like this, really pushing us to think about time, life, different perspectives, that's actually something we really dig into on our YouTube channel, Mindful Moments.
Ah, right.
Yeah, we use AI-powered book analysis there to kind of spark reflection, critical thinking. And this book, well, it definitely gives us a lot to think about.
Oh, absolutely. It really does. So the book introduces us to Mateo Torres first. He's 18, gets the call just after midnight.
Right after midnight. And how does he take it? What's his immediate reaction?
Fear. Pure fear, really. He calls himself a paranoid mess and just regret. So much regret over, his words, wasted opportunities to live my life.
He tries to list things he won't miss, right? And the list is just empty.
Yeah. That says so much, doesn't it? His regrets aren't about, huge failures. It's the small things, the connections he avoided.
Like what?
Well, potential friends he didn't make, skipping art class or band or theater, things that might have pushed him out of his shell.
Instead, he just napped.
So free periods to nap, yeah. It paints this picture of someone who always chose safety, over actually living.
And you see that caution with his family, too, even though they mean a lot to him. His dad's in a coma.
Right. And he's godfather to his friend Lydia's little girl, Penny.
So he feels this weight, like he's failing Penny, and he's worried his dad might wake up after he's gone. It's like he's trapped between wanting to be there and feeling like he can't, even if he stayed.
It's a heavy burden. Now, compare that to Rufus and Mateo. He's 17, also gets the call. A decker, they call them.
Okay, so what's Rufus's situation?
He's in a foster home. Pluto, he calls it. But he's found real family there. Malcolm, Tago, Amy.
His Plutos.
Exactly. And he gets his call right in the middle of some drama, actually. He'd just confronted this guy, Peck, who was messing with Amy.
So completely different starting points. Mateo's alone, kind of lost in his own head, fear and regret.
While Rufus is surrounded by his people, dealing with an external fight, his first thought is about getting back to them.
He's still obviously hit hard by the news, though.
Oh, for sure. He feels the unfairness, Getting the call after midnight means fewer hours than someone called earlier. But his energy is outward, towards connection.
It's fascinating, isn't it? The same news hits two people and one shuts down, the other reaches out. It makes you think, doesn't it, about yourself. If you got that call, what would your first instinct be? Retreat. Reach out. Based on who you are, your life right now.
It's a powerful question. And this is where things shift for both of them, because they don't want to face it alone or maybe burden their families. The book introduces the Last Friend app.
Ah, right. The app for deckers.
Exactly. Designed specifically for people on their end day to find someone else going through the same thing. The description says it's solemn, practical, and the fastest download ever. It knows time is short.
So Mateo, despite his fear, he decides to use it.
He does. After the panic fades a bit, he realizes he truly doesn't want to die alone.
Yeah.
And using that app, for him, that's a huge act of bravery, pushing past all that fear of, everything outside his room.
And his profile is telling, right? His interests, but also that bit about wanting to break out.
Yeah, in the who you were in life section, it really underscores that longing he had, the one he feels is now impossible.
And the app isn't exactly smooth sailing at first, is it? Those first interactions.
Oh, right. Wendy May talking about needing a death cloaking spell and her future plans. It's jarring.
And Philly B with the cure to death in his pants.
Yeah, definitely awkward. It just highlights how lonely Mateo feels and how much he needs a real, genuine connection.
So Rufus turns to the app, too.
He does. Same reason. Really doesn't want to be alone. But also, he wants a last friend. So his Plutos, his found family, don't have to watch him die. He downloads it, sets up his profile, boom, ready.
And that's how they find each other. Mateo sees Rufus's name, his age.
And Rufus sends a video chat request. Just like that.
And that first conversation, they don't waste time, do they?
No. It gets very real very fast. Rufus Maybe because of his past trauma, seeing his family drown.
Mm-hmm.
He just asks it outright.
Asks what?
You know,
Whatever.
the big thing. Are they okay with the possibility of watching the other person die?
Wow. Heavy first topic.
Incredibly. But Mateo, this is a moment of real courage for him. He barely knows this guy, but he gets it, that need, and he just says,
okay, yeah, I can do it.
exactly. Agreeing to face whatever the day brings together.
That takes something, doesn't it? Agreeing to potentially witness a stranger's death just because you both need someone.
It really does. And from there, they decide to meet up in person.
Which, for Mateo, is massive.
Yeah.
Leaving his apartment, his safe zone.
Huge step. And for Rufus, too, stepping away from the Plutos to trust this stranger.
And so begins their end day, together. And they don't just wait around, they actually live.
They really do. The book follows them as they make these active choices.
Like Mateo visiting his dad at the hospital. That scene is
It's
tough.
so poignant. He's sitting there with his dad, who's in a coma, humming, singing this song his dad loved, Take This Waltz.
Desperately wanting some sign, wanting him to wake up, but knowing he can't stay.
And Rufus is just
They...
there, so empathetic, gently nudging Mateo, helping him find the strength to say goodbye and leave. It's quiet bravery, but immense.
Then there's that encounter with the homeless man. Mateo's initial reaction is fear, right? His usual caution.
Yep. But it shifts. They give the man Rufus's cash, and the hug Mateo gets back. It's unexpected, powerful.
It shows how much those small kindnesses can mean, and Mateo regrets not getting his name.
Right, that fleeting connection, suddenly so valuable.
They also go see Lydia and Penny.
Yeah, back to that family connection. It's chaotic, real life. Mateo gets those sweet moments with Penny, tickling her, feeding her.
Connecting one last time, even without telling them why it's the last time.
And Lydia mentions another Decker, Howie Maldonado, the celebrity one. Mateo has this internal moment like, wow, this is happening to famous people too. Adds another layer to it all.
It's striking how these simple things, visiting family, being kind, become the priority when time is short. Like death clarifies everything.
Strips away the noise, yeah. Then they go to the World Travel Arena. That artificial skydive.
Feels too safe, not exciting.
Because there's no real danger. It's like a metaphor for Mateo's life before, maybe. Lacking real stakes.
But that contrasts so much with what happens later, doesn't it? With Rufus and his fear of water.
Oh, absolutely. That fear comes from seeing his family drown. It's deep trauma.
But Mateo encourages him to try this rainforest jump simulation into a pool.
Yeah, and Rufus. He does it, he jumps, despite everything. The book describes it as feeling baptized, leaving the sadness, the blame behind.
And that image, their hands locked underwater when they come up.
Such a powerful symbol of their bond.
Yeah.
Facing fear, vulnerability together.
And speaking of bonds, the reunion with the Plutos at Clint's graveyard, of all places.
So emotional, they're just relieved Rufus isn't in jail, and they instantly welcome Mateo. Last friend, okay, you're one of us now.
Karaoke.
In a graveyard.
American Pie. Mateo just lets go, sings with Rufus. And that realization hits him.
The time of my life. I'm having it right now.
Right there. Not doing something epic, but just being present, connected, singing karaoke with friends. That's the message, isn't it? Living fully is about that.
But then things get dangerous. Peck shows up.
Yeah, Peck and his crew, it gets real fast.
And Mateo, he does something totally unexpected. He punches Peck. It just snaps. Protecting Rufus. It's not the same hesitant kid anymore.
And Malcolm, one of the Plutos, jumps in too.
Protecting both of them. It shows the strength of that found family and the strength of this new bond between Mateo and Rufus.
But after all that, the adrenaline, the fear, Mateo just wants to go home.
Yeah, despite the bravery, the suspense is overwhelming. He wants his safe space, his bedroom, but he asks Rufus to come with him.
And Rufus just says,
"Take me home, Mateo. It's not just about the place. It's about sticking together. How close they've become."
Back at Mateo's apartment, all those books scattered from his panic earlier.
And he wants to clean up. That detail is so sad and brave. He doesn't want his dad, if he wakes up, to know he was scared. Wants to be remembered as courageous.
Then he does something incredibly vulnerable for him. Sings for Rufus.
Yeah, sits at his keyboard and sings your song, facing his fear of performing, of being seen.
And Rufus is moved. He says something about finding someone like Mateo through the app.
Right. Highlighting that even in this awful situation, something truly good, a real connection, was possible. Because they opened themselves up.
The book doesn't just stick with them, though. It gives us other viewpoints, right? On Deathcast, the whole reality of it.
Yeah, which adds a lot of depth. Like Andrea, the Deathcast employee making the call.
Or does she see it?
She's detached,
Mm-hmm.
has this rule. Deckers are no longer people. It's how she copes. She believes she's giving them a gift, a chance to live by telling them. But there's that professional wall up against the human cost.
Makes you think about the systems we create for impossible jobs.
Definitely. And then there's Lydia, Mateo's friend. We see it from her side after Mateo leaves her place.
Putting the pieces together, the early visit, the money, the blocked number.
Yeah, that dawning horror as she realizes he got the call. Her panic trying to reach him, it's gut-wrenching.
And later, her grief, shared with Rufus, her promise to keep Mateo's memory alive for Penny, shows the ripple effect.
For sure. And then there's Delilah Gray.
Oh, yeah, the one who thinks it's a prank call from her ex.
Right. Spends her day chasing a story, trying to interview Howie Maldonado, the famous Decker. Even nearly gets hit by a car.
And only later realizes, oh wait, that call was real.
And feels she wasted the day on her career instead of living. Her story shows the uncertainty, how you could just miss it, chasing the wrong things.
And the Plutos again, Malcolm, Tago, Amy, their loyalty to Rufus is just solid.
Unshakable. Their fear when he's in danger, their immediate acceptance of Mateo. It's such a powerful example of chosen family.
Tago says something insightful too, doesn't he? About only caring about people who want to be in his life.
Yeah, like Rufus. It's about reciprocity, valuing those who value you back.
Looking at all these different reactions to death, near death, knowing time is short, it really forces you, the listener, to reflect, doesn't it?
Absolutely. What would you prioritize? What regrets would surface? Who would you hold close?
So inevitably, the book ends. Mateo's time runs out.
It happens. The sources don't give the exact how, but the impact on Rufus is immense.
He says Mateo saved him.
Mateo Torres definitely saved me. Even though it ended, that connection changed everything for Rufus's last hours, his perspective.
And Rufus does something really touching at the end of what we see. He goes to the hospital.
Yeah, to see Mateo's dad, still in the coma.
Introduces himself.
As Mateo's last friend. Shares stories about their day, the good, the bad, the brave. Shows them the video of Mateo singing Your Song.
Wow. Carrying that memory forward, validating Mateo's life, especially that last day.
It's beautiful, in a way. Rufus reflects on Mateo's dad being stuck versus his own time running out. Different kinds of loss.
When you look back at their whole day and the other stories, there are some really positive takeaways, aren't there? Despite the sadness.
Definitely powerful messages about living.
Like making the choice to live even when you're scared. Like Mateo leaving his apartment, trying the app. That matters.
Huge. And the power of connection. Even a connection that only lasts hours, like theirs. It can change everything.
Facing fears makes you feel more alive. Rufus jumping into the water. And that wasn't just about water, was it?
No, it was about release, freedom, shedding that burden, and cherishing simple things. Singing karaoke, visiting family, swinging on swings. Those were the peak moments.
Acts of kindness, too. Giving away the cash, the bike, they ripple outwards.
Yeah. And defining yourself by how you live, not how you die. Mateo wanting to be seen as brave. Rufus living fully despite it all.
And found family. The Pluto show, it's just as real, just as strong.
These aren't just nice ideas the book throws out. They're shown through what the characters do, how they feel on that intense final day.
So when you boil it all down, the question the book leaves you with is pretty simple, but huge.
If you knew your time was up today,
Yeah.
how would you choose to live?
Yeah. It's not really a book about dying, is it? It's about the choices you make when you know death is close.
And those choices are what define a life. The courage to connect, to face fear, to be authentic. That's what resonates.
Because we see it lived out by Mateo and Rufus. And these themes, living fully, finding meaning, are things we explore more on Mindful Moments on YouTube and actually across our podcasts, too.
So if this resonates, definitely check those out for more insights, inspired by stories like this one.
So here's a thought to leave you with. If every minute is a miracle, like the book suggests,
How are you going to spend the next one?
we really hope exploring the ideas in this book gave you something to think about.
Yeah, hopefully something meaningful.
Please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss our next exploration. If you found this valuable, share it with someone you think would appreciate it.
You can find links online to purchase the book if you're interested in reading it yourself.
And maybe most importantly, just keep thinking critically. Engage with the stories and ideas you encounter.
Because thinking about stories like this, it really helps us think about our own lives, doesn't it? The choices we make every day,